Hello everyone! So, I am going to make a small video about the full equinox coming up on Monday. And I'm going to do it straight to the point because I had to film it on my phone because it was such a beautiful day today. And I really wanted to get some footage of like beautiful sunshine and like autumn colors and everything, but I am in Norway and it's the sunshine for like 3 hours and I was too late. So it's already getting dark now. I'm very surprised, like every autumn I'm very surprised how fast it is getting dark again. So I was too late getting out, so now I have to film on my phone because my phone is actually better in catching the light than my camera is. But straight into it. Before I talk about the themes of the full equinox this year, I'm going to post some links, link them down below, about the videos I did last year and the year before that, because both videos are quite long and both videos really touch and explain the returning subjects of the full equinox that come back every single year. So I highly suggest you just go also and see those videos because you will get some explanation about like the main energies that are returning year after year, right? Now, that being said, this year does feel a bit different because we are in this very compressed, a little bit uncomfortable time period. We are right in the middle between the lunar and solar eclipse, so it feels very different than it last year. Usually the period between the 8th of August and the 22nd of September is my favorite time of year, always has been my favorite time of year, but this year it has really felt a lot of pressure and it's just a bit weird and skippy, and so it has been a bit of a weird period. And I also feel that because this year has been so much about fire and anger and frustration, and that finally started to cool down. It really finally started to cool down. So that is kind of good news if you have been really influenced by that. But now, this weekend, we have actually something very beautiful lining up for us, right? So first of all, we have the astrological full equinox on Monday, the 22nd. But on the Sunday, the day before that, we have a new moon, right? And then we also, on the same day, have a partial solar eclipse. So all three of those are visualizing or bringing forth a new beginning. So I have been tuning in to this new beginning, almost a portal over there, for some weeks now, and it is it's almost like we have been, at least especially for the last few weeks, but actually the whole year, it feels like we have been in this very dark and compressed tunnel, and we can finally see the light on the other end of the tunnel, right? How beautiful is that? So everything that is happening now, all opportunities you will get, all signals and signs, don't take them too lightly because it's a really big opportunity we have here. It's a really big new beginning coming up. It's a really beautiful time period for new opportunities, for completely switching your life around. You don't really get that opportunity so often, so that's very specific for the full equinox this year, so that you will not find in my previous videos, but just this is the power of this particular full equinox. It's a beautiful new beginning that's going to start. Now, what happens at new beginnings is also the end of something, right? So every time a new thing starts, something has to die. Now, full equinox always has been also a time where we honor this life, death cycle, right? At the full equinox, we are officially letting go. And it is so funny because the full equinox is the period of the year where everything that has to do with manifesting couldn't be more wrongly at its place. So this is the worst period of the year you could possibly have for trying to manifest or manipulate almost things. But it's kind of nature is so beautiful because 6 weeks before this, when we had like around the 8th of August, like 10th of August, when we are right in the middle between the summer solstice and the fall equinox, we have this extreme manifestation portal, right? It's like you are really in the throat, you are in the voice, and there could not be, like, you're planting the seeds, you're literally planting seeds, first harvest. It could not be a better period of the year for manifesting. And then 6 weeks later, it's possibly the worst. Because what is rule number 1 of manifesting? Is letting go, right? It's like you want something, but you really don't care. Like you don't care if it happens or not happens because you're happy anyway, right? So nature really beautifully represents that. So we really are in the letting die of, new beginnings, letting go. We are really relaxing and returning to ourselves. There are a few main themes, right? Now, firstly, I really want to talk about masculine energy. And in today's society, that is a very like... You always have to be more careful when you talk about femininity and masculinity. But you can almost see it, like, just interpret it this way, that we have both into us. We tap into both, we have access to both. We are balancing both, we are... growing both. Okay, we are feeding both, we are having a relationship with both. And especially like in yogic world, or I mean like when I go to like places where there's a lot of yoga and communities where people do yoga, and this kind of communities is often a lot of women. Here in the West, it's, what can I say, like 95% women. That is at least my experience. And there is so much like cuddling and like softening and letting go and creativity and intuitivity and like no structure and no boundaries and like let the female energy bloom and grow. But we are almost forgetting the other end of we are almost forgetting like what is balancing it all. And when we are getting also now to the second half of the year, we are really stepping into these beautiful masculine qualities that we also have to harvest for ourselves. So what do I mean by that? And that is actually everything that has to do with structures, with discipline, with containing. And an analogy you can say is like, let's say you have this beautiful idea for a book, of a storyline, or you have this beautiful vision of a painting you could make. What is going to make it so that that vision, this creativity, this boundlessness, is going to make it physically in this world, written on paper, painted on fabric? It's only going to be by hard work, by discipline, and by structure. At the fall equinox, we are invited to harvest these beautiful masculine qualities. Now, why? It is because of this time of the year we are really setting a routine for ourselves. We are really tapping into what is good for me, what is not good for me. What do I need to do to have a good routine? What do I have to do to go through winter? We are about to go into the dark night. You cannot go into the dark night without protecting yourself, without taking precautions. And everything that has to do with setting structure for yourself, having a routine for yourself, is going to really protect you in this time coming. So this is also a time for setting routines. It's almost like, I think I talked a lot about it in my previous visual last year. It's almost like you're setting the scene. What do I need to go through the dark nights? What do I need around me to make sure I will make it through and stay in good condition? So that is something I really wanted to talk about. Like, how are you missing discipline and structure in your life? Okay, and especially for everyone who is in the spiritual communities, who is in yoga communities. Like, yes, absolutely, we have to soften up and do a lot of yin yoga, and we have to like celebrate this boundlessness, because we live in a crazy society where so much expected of us. Like, it does not work, I know, and we need to balance it out in the spiritual communities, in the yoga communities. But we are forgetting the discipline and the structure and the routines that also really do help us out, really do protect us, really do help us. Okay. Now, next big topic is health. And health was something I talked about 2 years ago, probably, in a great depth. We are in the realm of the glands. We are working with the glands live on the heart, the glands in the throat, and the glands here in the third eye. and everything has to do with health. And it really almost effortlessly comes into the last topic. Everything that has to do with structure, balance, and routine. We are asked of to take care of our health. Like, this is the time of the year where I'm always like more into like cooking and stuff like this, because we have to take care of ourselves, body, mind, spirit, what we put into our body, what we consume mentally. Because a good health is not being free of sickness. It is how your body is resistant to it. And a healthy body and a balanced body is so much more capable of defending itself against sickness. We are going into the night again. So it is very important to create this healthy and balanced body, mind, spirit. Because I am in the midst of my preparations. I have a retreat this weekend. And I'm in the preparations. And what I also really like to do is to collect herbs that are really like talking to me in this season, and I use these herbs for cleansing, and we have the ceremonies, and you know, it's like a little team. And the herbs that are really calling to me this year, and it's not so strange, right? So I'm using, of course, mugwort because it's protection. I'm using tansy, and I'm using devil bits, you know, like the little purple flowers. And if you think about what have all three of them in common, what have all three of them in common? And it's all three of them are used for protection, right? This is like the spiritual meaning. They are used for protection and scaring away scary things. So it's really good. But also, if you think about their medical use, all three of them are used for like what's in English? Flu symptoms. Everything has to do with like resistance to flu issues. It has usually also to do with digestion and with like letting go of things. So at least tansy was used for like it's all three of them are used for like difficult menstruation, is for afterbirths, is for even abortions. It is also all used for sicknesses of parasites cleanses, because I know at least tansy can be highly toxic if you use it just a bit too much, but it's used for parasite cleansing, a devil bit also. So all three of those are really doing this very, like, almost like with an iron fist. It's a very strong herbs. Not about softness at all. They are not about softness. I have no like this like flowy soft like thing going on. No. They're like hard, straight through iron fist, you know. And all of them are protection herbs. They protect you. You protect your health. They are taking care that all parasites and unwanted spirits, unwanted energies, are released of the body. Very effective in doing so. So these are wonderful herbs to use as protection, as like for smoke protection. And when I'm talking about the qualities of these herbs, it is also almost like I'm telling you about the qualities of the full equinox. It's very, very alike. Nature is literally telling and showing you what is going on. You just have to open your eyes and see. Okay, so I will be using these herbs and protection, like I will be even using extra protection things, because we are going into the night, and we need to protect ourselves from everything that is in the night that we cannot see. Okay, now the last team is intuition, imagination, and the third eye. So we are really in the third eye realm. We are really working with the intuition, and it's intuition that will first and foremost tell us what do we need, what we don't need, what do we need to get rid of, what routines do we have to set for ourselves, what do I need before I go into the night. Now, to use the third eye, if you have been doing any meditations for third eye, you know it's always like little light in the dark. It's always you need kind of like darkness, or like beginning of darkness to like set that light. And what is getting in the mind of intuition? What is getting in the way of intuition? What is ruining your intuition? Is the mind. So it's like both of them are also like in a little combat of themselves. So we need to stop thinking so analytically, and we need to trust our intuition a bit more. Okay, so that is a really big theme. And then of course we have a lot of folklore. We have the folklore of third eye. We have of course Odin, but we also have the Kaliak, which is like almost a Scottish. It's almost like lady of the night, lady of winter time. So there's a lot going on with that third eye. beautiful work you can wear with that this time of year. And that is the main themes. I'm not going to make this video any longer because even though I really love making videos, I hate editing. Don't tell anyone. And the longer my videos are, the more editing work I have, because in the middle of the video I like stop talking and like just stare at the wall for a minute, or like, you know, like my English isn't good and I have to say things 3 times over, so I have to edit it out. It's really annoying. So I'm just going to stop the video here. And I am in the middle of these preparations. So maybe one last thing before I go, like my favorite thing to do always when I'm preparing my little retreats, when I'm planning my little retreats, is to prepare a song circle, because I think we have forgotten the art of singing songs together. So that's almost like my favorite thing to do. And if there is one thing that I really like, it's so good for every time of year, also this one. When we are balancing it all, balancing light and dark, we are on the tipping point, you know. Singing songs warms the heart. It connects you with others. It's almost like you create. It's almost like when you're meditating or mantrasing in a community. Like the sum is much larger than 1 + 1. It's also true for singing songs. It warms the heart, heightens the intuition. It's so beautiful. So always my little practical tip here is just sing a song. Find yourself a tree like this one. Go and stand next to it and sing it a little song. There's no better thing you can do this time of year. And then I hope you will have a beautiful new beginning. Is so amazing. It's the new moon, new beginnings, solar eclipse, and we have the full equinox, which like it's representing a tipping point. So also it's like new beginning, or new beginning, oh new beginning. So it's like multiplied into like eternity. All right. Thank you so much for listening to me, and then I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.